In the distant space year of XT9, commerce flourishes under the Pax Pacifica, a universal peace treaty maintained by the Confederation of Planets. Opposing them are the bloodthirsty pirates, an ungovernable assortment of lawmakers, lawbreakers, and thieves whose short and brutal lives are circled around with grog and plunder.
Aw, I like that show.
I'm in no mood for documentaries. We've dropped out of hyper, but the engine status shows green. Bryce, you got the engineering readout. Did shields overheat again?
Negative, Captain. Proximity sensors picked up an obstruction. Looks like a derelict warship, too big to route around. We'd have crashed into it.
Or our wake would have shredded it into a debris field big enough to choke out all travel through the sector. Haven't seen one this big since I was a kid.
Kay flips a switch.
Oh, wow. I didn't think that thing actually worked.
What's up, science officer?
Life Alert detected something on the ship.
That shouldn't be possible. I checked the registry. The thing is so old, it's not showing up in any of the flight logs. Bryce, can you zoom in on the registration code?
Printed photo of Starship Enterprise, but held upside down.
I've never seen this design before. It's absurd. Notice how the engine is set. It would do something. So, I found the registry code, NCC-7738.
It looks like hell. That's ominous, right? Hell? No? Just me? Great.
Confederation has never used NCC. What would that even stand for? NATO Captains Club?
This must be pre-unification wars. But the rebels never had ships this big, and it's way too far from Earth to have been part of Central Command.
It's got to be privateers. Maybe someone bought or stole it before the Confederation melted down all the big guns and instituted Pax Pacifica. Scrappers haven't stripped out any of the critical systems. There's a lot of money floating out there. How much cargo space do we have?
Most of it. Only thing we've got down there is that mysterious cryo coffin we've been paid handsomely not to ask about.
Bryce and Kay turn to look at Angelique, who rolls her eyes.
Don't get your hopes up. I've hauled cryo coffins before, and the stories are never as interesting as you want them to be.
Yeah, but it's a two-person cryo coffin. Of course it's going to be interesting.
Trust me, I've been in this exact position before. You think it'll be a pair of star-crossed lovers from rival kingdoms trying to escape their arranged marriages and start anew on some alien world where no one knows of the war between their families. But it's always some jackass duo trying to jump the rope.
I thought we had a cage of carnivorous Furbies down there. The ones we were supposed to deliver to space prison?
They escaped.
Okay, I specifically asked you to...
Fine. I promise there is no cause for alarm. I put knives on some of the Roombas and released them into the ventilation ducts. The generations of class antagonism between Roombas and Furbies will prevent them from ever uniting against us.
Well, there's a terrifying thought. Let's move on immediately. We're still a half cycle ahead of schedule, even with this interruption. Are you all thinking what I'm thinking?
Mysteriously intact, ancient ship floating derelict in an abandoned sector of space.
Faint life signs despite no life support systems.
Ship's haunted. We're blowing it up.
Wait. There could be plenty of other reasons why pirates wouldn't have seized this giant warship and tried to get it working the minute they saw it. Maybe they respected The dead?
Maybe they're waiting just outside of scanner range to pounce on us the minute we disembark. Maybe they've rigged that antique warp core to explode.
Preposterous. There's a much more likely explanation for what we're witnessing here.
Which is?
There's an alien life form, and this is a first contact scenario.
No.
Ugh. So much time and space, and I haven't encountered one unknown species.
Hey, chin up, buddy. What about the weird algae you found on Titan?
You mean the frozen booger?
The man who sneezed that was not healthy.
Nobody told me that part, or I made myself forget it. Either way, making myself forget it again. Hey, maybe there's some kind of regulation on weird, freaky ships. Is there any reason we shouldn't just, follow the rules?
Angelique pulls a large battered metal box, similar to the old-fashioned first aid kits. It is full of pamphlets.
What to expect when you're expecting mutiny? Why is that one the first one in the box?
Kay and Bryce shrug innocently.
So you've heard whispers of mutiny. So you fear mutiny is imminent. So your mutinous crew has left you stranded on an asteroid. So your oxygen generator is making a clink clank sound.
Oh, actually, could you pass me that one?
Bryce and Angelique
It's
turn to
nothing.
look at her.
It's nothing like bad, but preventative maintenance is,
Angelique's expression is unreadable.
Oxygen? The stuff I do my breathing with?
If it was critical, I would have said something. See, this is why I didn't tell you about the Furby thing. You get so tense over the tiniest.
The computer beeps. Angelique is riffling through the pamphlets.
I know the Pax Pacifica made all the computers switch to beep code because too many people were abusing the data banks to get into adventures. But man, I would have loved to work on a ship with a talking computer.
Whoop. So you've encountered a derelict vessel with faint signs of life.
Seems questionably specific.
Step one, blow it up.
That's it?
Yep. No debating a direct order. You heard the pamphlet.
Angelique seizes the controls and begins flipping switches. Something starts to hum.
Wait, I'm concerned about the potentially valuable first contact situation we're wasting.
So you're about to blow up an abandoned spaceship with faint signs of life, but your science officer is concerned about the potentially valuable first contact situation you're wasting.
Well, now I just feel patronized.
Step one, pat your science officer comfortably on the head. Step two, blow it up.
It's just like the Confederation to tell us to blow something up and then take all the cool weapons away. What do we even have? Ion stunners, tanglefoot array, oh cool, a water harvester. And I'm like a declawed kitten over here.
Bryce bips and boops at his control panel.
Exactly. How are we going to blow it up with non-lethal weapons?
Send the ion pulse into the dark matter cells. Melt the restrictor coils. Trigger an unstoppable chain reaction that fuses the entire ship into an ultra-dense singularity the size of a kiwi fruit. Just like we used to do to pirates when I was in the Star Force.
Oh, that is so much worse than just exploding.
Look at it this way. Implosions don't leave debris fields. It really is the eco-conscious solution.
Ion capacitors loaded. Captain, you may fire when ready.
Oh,
Angelique leans forward and aims weapons.
bother.
Kay crosses her arms, turns away, and pouts. Angelique pauses. Bryce has picked up concerned about the potentially valuable first contact pamphlet and is reading the back. Angelique sighs and sits back heavily.
Okay. Professor, doctor, buddy, look. I promise you, once we finish this delivery, we'll take as long as you like and go xeno prospecting for biological specimens.
Why? So you can blow them up too?
Hey, listen, there's a step 3.
More head pats?
Kay sniffs, then turns away. Then she looks back, actually curious. The answer is head pats.
Should your science officer demand further explanation, read the following out loud. When humanity first started to dwell among the stars, it was discovered that derelict ships bearing faint signs of life universally harbored extremely dangerous parasitic alien life forms. This phenomenon was dubbed the Nostromo rule. Pax Pacifica was developed in part to stop these monsters from ever being weaponized and turned against an unwitting universe. In order to prevent the digestion of all human life, you are charged with the sacred duty of reducing these threats into a fine vapor by whatever means necessary. Should you disregard these instructions, know that these creatures will suck your brains out, stuff your chest cavity with glistening eggs, and glue you to the wall with butt spit. Also, it has acid for blood.
Everyone is quiet for a moment.
My brains? The stuff I do my thinking with?
They named a rule after this exact situation. Chip, how many times has humanity almost been devoured by alien parasites?
The ship beeps incomprehensibly. Bryce's expression does not change.
Fascinating. I have no idea what they just said.
Well, if there's a rule, I guess they can't arrest us for obeying it. Plus, in xenobiology school, we were encouraged not to accidentally unleash any uncontrollable alien parasites upon an unwitting public.
What about intentionally unleashing controlled ones?
Kay is silent. Angelique turns to her.
Okay. Okay.
Captain, you may fire when ready.
Y'all are terrifying. And from now on, I'm sleeping in the pantry with the locking door. Ship, do the dang thing.
The ship beeps. There is a laser noise, then a horrible metallic screeching and crumpling. Bryce is horrified. Kay is delighted. Their faces remain unmoving for some time after the noise stops. Bryce is shaken to his core, suddenly terrified of the power inherent in weapons he thought useless. He's suddenly undeniably aware of immense destructive power he wields. On camera, the picture is crumbled by the hand holding it.
That was like watching a newborn foal climb back into its mother's womb. You did that with an ion stunner?
Yeah. You know, people used to use that tech for air purification.
Oh, it's purified, all right. That kiwi fruit is basically dark matter. It's unrefined, but could we use it in our engines? By my calculations, it'd keep us burning for another pentacycle easily.
You're not worried about what would happen to an engine that burns fuel, haunted by an alien ghost?
Everyone is silent for a moment. Kay begins shuffling through the pamphlets.
So your engine is haunted by an incinerated alien ghost, a newbie's guide to Dianetics.
Excerpt from The Crowned Craziness of His Majesty's Matrimonial Fancy, play written by Tasman Jahan. Scene 3. Set in the 1950s, the Quiet Island Palace. Selina, the king's first wife, storms into the king's chambers. She has an angry expression on her face. She is in her late 40s, very well dressed. The king is going through some papers, but is distracted by a picture of Annalise. She clears her throat and waits. The king looks up. He's pleased to see her.
Your Majesty.
Selina, how lovely to see you again. How are you?
This is about Annalise. We have devised a plan.
What kind of plan?
Murder.
Murder?
Yes. All four of us detest these fifth wedding preparations, so we have decided to take action.
You're all planning to murder each other because I'm getting married to Annalise?
No, all four of us are planning to murder Annalise.
Have you gone mad?
It appears that you are.
I am the king of Quiet Island. I am not mad. I'm perfectly sane, and I can do whatever I please.
Mother and I are of the same view. If you do not cancel this wedding, there will be bloodshed. Lawrence is aware of this.
Is this about sex?
What?
I know it's been a while, but I promise to make it up to you.
This warning is not due to the lack of sexual activity in our lives. This is about Annalise.
We could do it now.
No, thank you.
I have a couple of hours before my next dull meeting, so while I'm waiting, you can liven up the sheets. What do you think?
Impossible.
I'm very happy to do whatever you want me to do. So tell me, it's tops first or bottoms?
Please stop this idiotic behavior.
I'm trying to help you relax.
Why aren't you taking me seriously?
Fine, the moment's over.
It's usually quite quick with you.
Why do you have to be so nasty?
I'm talking about murder here, and you're just going on about taking your pants off.
If you murder Annalise, you'll be hanged.
Then don't marry her.
You're beginning to sound like Mother.
Lawrence said you shouldn't marry her either.
Lawrence would never utter such a thing.
I heard him say it to Nathaniel.
Stop making things up.
I'm not.
Do you want me to let Humphrey loose on you?
What difference will that make?
Humphrey did not sleep well last night. He's ready to attack almost anyone.
Humphrey has nothing to do with Annalise.
Humphrey knows that I'm getting married, and Humphrey approves of Annalise.
Humphrey is just a pesky llama.
Excuse me? Humphrey is a member of this royal family.
There is no more room in this palace for another wife and more children. In total, you have 4 wives and 13 children. We have our daily needs. Sometimes we struggle. Other times we manage. With Annalise joining us, it will tip us over the edge.
I strongly disagree.
Annalise is almost the same age as our son.
I don't see a problem with that.
What if Annalise and our son become close? What if that closeness takes her away from you?
What on earth does that mean?
We have to draw the line somewhere.
Annalise is a lovely, bright young lady. She wouldn't do that to me.
Give it time. She will. You're too old for her.
That is outrageous.
You're old enough to be her father.
Don't say that.
Soon she'll get bored of you and she'll move on.
Annalise will take good care of me. I trust her.
What if Annalise hates Humphrey?
She wouldn't.
Have you asked her?
Not yet.
I hope Humphrey hates the sight of her.
Do you want me to lock you up and throw away the key?
What if you were to wake up one morning and find that Humphrey is no longer on the fun?
No. Humphrey is not the real enemy here. Leave my precious Humphrey alone.
Humphrey deserves a better king.
I've heard enough. How dare you threaten the king of Quiet Island? Please go back to your quarters right now and prepare to welcome Annalise.
Why aren't you listening to me?
Why aren't you listening to me?
You will regret this.
Selena angrily exits. The king looks on with despair as he puts away the photograph of Annalise. Scene 4. The king's mother is disguised as a local civilian. She has a shawl over her head. She cautiously walks into Odette's room. Odette is a local clairvoyant. She is elderly and wears a long, dark-colored gown. Her room has a charming and mystical feel about it. Odette is sitting up straight with her eyes closed, quietly chanting mantras. She is seated in front of a round table with her hands placed on top of some black and blue amulets. Mother watches her closely. Suddenly, Odette opens her eyes and spots Mother.
Stop there.
It's me.
I don't know anyone called me.
It's Groggy's mother.
Froggy's mother?
Remember? That's the password.
Oh, yes, yes. I remember now.
I did say that I would come by this hour to pick up the amulets.
You're too early.
Where are they then?
Right under my palms.
Are they ready to use on Groggy?
Just need another mantra for optimum protection. This will guarantee success.
Go ahead.
Please sit down quietly.
With intrigue, Mother sits down at the table in front of Odette. Odette closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. She exhales and inhales in a strange manner. Odette picks up each amulet and holds them in her hand as she quietly recites another mantra. She lightly blows on each amulet and puts it in front of Mother. Again, she takes a deep breath, then opens her eyes. She smiles at Mother. Odette picks up all 5 amulets and hands them to her.
They are ready now. Please make sure you apply them carefully.
Well, thank you.
If you leave them redundant for more than 24 hours, the power of the mantra will diminish and powerful spirits will switch.
Switch to what?
It's best that we do not speak of that right now. I don't want to attract any negative spiritual energy.
Well, fine. So why are you giving me 5 amulets?
Is that a problem?
I thought you were going to give me 7.
Why 7?
7 amulets for 7 days.
For what you are planning to do, you will only need 5.
Well, Groggy is stubborn, you know. 5 may not be enough.
The mantra for each amulet are quite potent. As long as you place one of the amulets on the king, the spiritual force of the other amulets will run through it. They will ward off his evil and unsavory thoughts and replace them with better thoughts, thus giving you all the control.
So you're saying by the end of the week that he will hate getting married again?
Of course.
What is the optimum hour to apply the amulet?
The optimum hour is before sunset.
Right.
You must be discreet.
Yes, I'll talk to Selena.
Pretend that you've changed your mind about the wedding. If he asks, say that it's for Annalise's benefit. Say that the amulets will protect her against any evil spirits.
Oh, fine. I will have to do that to get the amulet on him. Also, could we do something with Humphrey?
Who's Humphrey?
Humphrey is his pet llama. Oh, if Humphrey continues to be ill leading up to the wedding, then Groggy will definitely delay the wedding. This will give us enough time to change the course of history. Naturally, I'm happy to pay you more.
I will find a mantra for the pet llama. Please wait.
Odette closes her eyes again and sways her head from left to right and takes another deep breath. Then she hangs her head. There's a short silence. Mother becomes worried.
Odette? Odette!
Stop.
Sorry.
I need more time.
Why?
The llama mantra isn't coming to me right now.
Well, please try again.
There seems to be some sort of Obstruction.
Obstruction.
Yes.
I am a desperately unhappy mother with a polygamous son. Please try harder.
Again, Odette closes her eyes and sways her head from left to right and makes some funny humming type noises, and then stops. She becomes silent.
Well,
There's a conflict. Annalise keeps appearing next to the llama. The mantra isn't right there.
so what now?
Well, unfortunately, you'll have to wait a little longer.
Why?
I cannot work on an empty stomach.
So what should I do?
Leave.
I can't leave now.
Come back tomorrow. The neurons need nourishment.
But I'm the king's mother.
If you continue to pressure me, the mantras will backfire.
Please note that I am not pressuring you. I'm simply asking you.
Duly noted.
It is your duty to serve me, to serve your country.
I have served you already. You have 5 amulets.
In that case, please return the photograph.
Which photograph?
The photograph of Annalise. I gave you the photograph in confidence.
Ah, yes,
Well, you must find it. I had to take that photograph from another person's possession without their knowledge.
my assistant will have a look.
And are you sure I can't wait to finish the Lama mantra?
The Lama mantra should come to me after my dinner.
Well, I sincerely hope so.
Wait,
What is it?
I think the mantra is coming to me now.
Really?
Did you want Annalise to turn into a llama instead?
With exasperation, Mother shakes her head at Odette. Odette looks on with bemusement. End of excerpt.
Fruitful. The setting is a garden.
Along, Cherie. Push, push.
Seriously?
Oh la la. Giving birth is so painful.
For animals, not for us.
I feel every contraction.
Mom, you're a lemon.
Hey, that was a sharp one.
Fruit don't go into labor.
I produced the pea that grew into the tree that sprouted this flower. I'm emotionally invested.
You've got a vivid imagination.
What about the agony I suffered when you were born? Did I imagine that?
Yes, since I'm adopted.
Ella, this is that never ends. The child's ingratitude.
Sorry, Mom. I'm only stating facts.
Must you, Aura? All the time?
You and Dad raised me to value scientific truth.
Blame us.
I'm glad I scored such rational parents.
Some fruit think we're mad for loving outside our species.
I adore your eccentricity.
We're not too romantic for you, my little treasure.
No, not at all. I only wish...
Quoi?
Nothing. Just a silly fantasy.
You can't live on facts alone. You need dreams.
Well, I wish nature was different.
In what way?
Imagine if fruit from different species could actually reproduce.
That's our fantasy. Your father's and mine. What's yours?
the same.
How sweet. But don't waste your dreams on us. Think of yourself.
Why am with every segment of my pulp.
Zutama, what's all this?
If you must know, I've stupidly gone and fallen in love.
Ura, you must introduce us.
No point. Nothing can ever come of it.
Are your feelings not returned?
Well, Sky's completely lost his stem for me.
And what's the problem?
I have an overwhelming urge to procreate, but
Boy on, my little angel. Get it off your peeve.
he's not even a citrus.
Ah, like mother, like daughter.
If only different species could breed.
They can.
What?
Different species can be fruitful and multiply.
Is this a dad joke?
Laura, I'm your father.
Absolutely. You'll always be the only paternal figure in my life.
Listen, I'm your biological father.
Dad, you're a red pepper. I'm an orange.
I know this must sound like a miracle.
Stop pulling her peel, Fred.
I'm not. Our previous understanding of the facts of life was incomplete.
Oh?
I've discovered a hitherto unknown law of the universe.
Not again.
This time I have scientific proof. Look,
What's that?
a diagram demonstrating the law of color mixing.
Explain.
I took the colors of the rainbow and arranged them in a circle.
Another one of your cockamamie schemes.
Be quiet, John. I'm elucidating.
A bad habit you need to kick, my little turd.
Mom, go on, Dad.
Orange isn't just between red and yellow. Red and yellow make orange.
Quelle bêtise!
An interesting theory, but where's the evidence?
Let's conduct an experiment. I have here some red pigment in liquid form and some yellow resin. Mix the colors together. Use this sponge.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Whoa.
When I was a flower, a bee must have gathered my pollen and fertilized your mother's ovary. My spicy red blended with her bitter yellow to create you, sweet orange.
Awesome.
That's a highly speculative hypothesis, Fred.
Examine this result. Color mixing works.
With inanimate substances, not plants.
That flower of yours, it's due to fructify, isn't it?
Any minute now.
Wait and see. Our second child will be orange too.
Oh, this is glorious news.
You'll have a hybrid sibling, Aura,
And one day hybrid children
with any fruit you like. Apricot, cherry, pomegranate, take your pick.
blueberry.
Pardon?
Sky's a blueberry.
Blue, you don't see blue on this chart, do you?
There it is.
Those are low tones. From the underside of the rainbow, we don't associate with them.
Mon Dieu, don't be so prejudiced.
They have stunted wavelengths.
I don't care. I'm gonna mate with Sky.
Orange and blue are on opposite sides of the chart. If you combine them, you'll get mud.
Lovely shades of cinnamon or coffee.
No grandchild of mine will be cocoa.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Fine, pistol off and never darken my garden again.
Fred, you've gone too far this time.
Dump him, Mom.
Perhaps I should consider it.
You'll never leave me, Jean. You're hooked on my red-hot, spicy tang.
You make my juice boil, you insufferable. Oh, murder! You don't know about the murder!
Mom, what's wrong?
It's coming, my baby.
At last, the precious fruit of my endosperm. Oranges don't just grow on trees. What the fuck, Tong? This is impossible. Red and yellow can't make green.
According to the chart, you get green from yellow and...
Oh no. John, you've been propagating behind my exocarp.
Don't jump to conclusions.
It's a very short jump. There's only one blue fruit in the world.
Mom, please tell me you didn't stop Sky.
Calm down. I've never even met your boyfriend.
Don't deflect. You've clearly cheated on me with a blueberry.
May
Which one is irrelevant?
May I get the word in?
Spare me the grubby details. I wash my seeds of you. Goodbye, forever.
Excuse me? I was going to leave you.
I've got one consolation. That bastard line verifies my discovery. I'll seduce a banana. We'll hatch bright orange pumpkins.
Stupid chili. I don't know when I ever saw a name. Apart from its extreme hotness.
Oh, God bless the law of color mixing. Sky and I will spawn gorgeous coconuts.
No, you won't.
You can't stop us.
Nature will.
What?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, my little cabbage, but your father's theory is poppycock.
The line proves it.
It's not a line. It's a lemon.
It's green.
You and your father worship science, but you never study early childhood development.
Boring.
You're unaware of a common fact. Every citrus fruit starts out green.
Really?
You started out green, then you turned orange. I started out green, then I turned yellow.
And the baby?
Will soon turn yellow too.
There was no blueberry involved?
The flower fertilized herself. Sometimes a gal has to take stamens into her own pistol.
But Dad's law.
Doesn't apply to plants.
Then, crumbling kumquats. Sky and I can never be parents together.
Try adoption.
It's not the same.
No, it's much more painful when your child keeps flinging it in your rind.
But isn't it all worth it, Mom? When your child loves you to pieces.
We, my little truffle of love, totally worth it.
Okay. I'll adopt an orphan.
There's one over on that vine.
Perfect. A beautiful brown passion fruit.
End of play.
Sorry, I stepped on your line.
That's hilarious.
Very
I love
funny.
it.
Well, that wraps up our scripts. It's now on to conversation, if you can stick around.
No, I've got to go now, but it's been really fun. And
Oh, thank you,
Thank you.
Sandy.
maybe next month.
All right. Come
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
So our first one was
Yeah.
Nostromo Rule. I guess we lost two of our actors, but Sam is here.
I've got the sun setting immediately behind me.
Perfect.
So the Nostromo is the name of the spaceship from Aliens.
Yeah.
So that's what that's about.
Mhm.
It's the first script I ever wrote at the beginning of lockdown. I had plans to turn it into like a streaming like a live stream TV show specifically for Twitch TV. If any of you know anyone with the Twitch platform, so that's what was going to happen with that. And it turns out I don't know anybody who streams on Twitch, so it's been kind of a difficult sell.
Well, how did the reading go for you?
I think they did fantastic. I'm now unable to deny the fact that I have an asshole's vocabulary, and I think I don't set things deliberately to be difficult for the people who read my plays. But I definitely think I have some unresolved grudges from all of the musical theater majors I went to college with. So
If it makes you feel
apologies.
any better, I was a semi-professional child performer in musical theater from ages 12 to 18, and I wasn't mad. And thing two, I once used the phrase bioluminescent plankton and the adjective ethereal to describe them in my play about 12-year-olds, and it was a man in his 60s who really struggled with those words. I was embarrassed, not for him, I was embarrassed at me, because that really did happen when I was 12. The camp counselor said, "Do you know what bioluminescent plankton is?" And we said no, and she took us down on the beach, and it's you throw sand on the water and it turns bright blue. You can only see it at night, and it looks very cool, hence the word ethereal. I didn't know that people wouldn't know what that was, nor that they wouldn't be able to pronounce it, and I looked like a huge jerk. So maybe you're not, and maybe it's just me. However, I have no apologies for using, like, it's an important scene, goddammit, and I had to use the word ethereal. So you're not alone, and for what it's worth, I didn't think you were at all.
Well, I often have issues with some of my dialogue because for some reason I often don't write conjunctions. And sometimes I will separate characters by giving one character conjunctions and another character not conjunctions just to make them sound different. But it often creates problems for the actors who want to make that conjunction. So yeah, we have to deal with it sometimes. Yeah.
There's so much characterization can be contained just in can't versus cannot.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
oceans.
Yes. Yes.
I had to ask if one was a period piece, and I was told no.
Even one time, one of my first scripts that got rehearsed, the two actors were rehearsing it, and I found out later that they had made changes in the script. And some of the changes I was okay with, but these were both supposed to be college graduates, and they were opposite two very uneducated police officers. And one of the things that they changed, the female changed in her script, was she didn't want to say yes. She wanted to say yeah. And I said, I can take all the other changes you've made, but she has to say yes.
Yeah.
Because I wanted her to sound different from the police officer. So yeah. It happens. So Leslie, that's nice lighting on your character there.
I enjoyed hearing how it played out. That was fun.
Well done,
Yeah.
Mom.
Well done.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was
Absolutely.
Thank you.
like
I was trying to like, how can I look starshipy, with my whatever
Huge.
wardrobe, like trying to have the thing and the hair slicked back. Most of
Yeah.
you
Oh, you
Very
look
good.
amazing. You
Yeah,
still
your
look
bright
amazing.
red hair out.
Yeah.
My Captain Janeway.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I love the line of step one, blow it up. I like that. I like that. And then pat them on the head or something. There was a line.
Yes.
Then pat them on the head, then blow it up. I like that. That was funny.
I like the idea of very specific pamphlets.
This one's a dolphin one. What is this? There's something here. I think I have something from the one with the numbers. I think is places to see in Greece. I did my best.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
I love my brains, the stuff I do my thinking with line.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good line, wasn't it? Yeah. The brain.
Yeah. That's a call back to the oxygen line too.
And acid for blood, I think there was a line as well.
Yeah.
Gosh, imagine. But I think the best one has got to be blow it up. I think that, such a great solution. Blow it up.
I'd be curious, Sam. Was the life form that was on the Enterprise, was that something that you were thinking about from the Star Trek episodes? That there was.
So this is Act 1 of a 3-act script I ended up writing, and you find out later that the life form on that vessel was like the last surviving specimen of this one specific apple tree from a planet of rockabillys.
Rockabillys.
Yes. The people in the cryo coffin are Prince Romeo and Princess Juliet. And all of their dialogue is like, "Whoa, baby, you got me shakalacking, whoa." I promise I don't have a grudge against actors, but like that is excruciating, and I recognize that.
Okay.
It's hilarious, and I think any actor's gonna have a ball.
Yeah,
Like, I encourage you, and I want to see this.
Yeah, bring that part in when you can.
Yeah.
All right. I'll bring part 2 next month.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
So everybody can start lining up now to get cast.
Well, I think he has a perfect cast already. I think he shouldn't.
Yes. Well, you're going to need a Romeo and a Juliet.
No, that's true.
So the next one is the crown craziness of His Majesty's matrimonial fancy. Now, is that part 2 after last month's, or is that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's right. Because last month we had scene 1, scene 2, and everyone did an amazing job. Everybody was brilliant. It's set in the 50s, light-hearted kind of comedy. And yeah, just had really good fun with it. And I think the King, Your Majesty, you did absolutely brilliantly. Thank you so much. Chuck was great. Everyone was absolutely fantastic. And today, it was the next 2 scenes following on, and the King wants to, as you witnessed, he loves this young lady called Annalise, who may be his undoing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was, it's all light-hearted fun. And...
As soon as I read it, I thought it must have been written by a Brit. It had to be written by a Brit. Definitely.
Oh, I'm glad.
British
I
British
fitted in that
humor.
box.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't read that because I wasn't there last month. I didn't read the first 2 scenes. But I really enjoyed this.
Oh, thank you.
My favorite line wasn't mine. It was Odetta's, when she said, "I don't know anybody named me." That's my kind of crazy sense of humor. I write my missing person finders webisode and stuff. It's that kind of crazy humor. That was great.
I have to admit, I'm the outlier on this. Story time. My dad has done that to me my entire life as an excuse to not listen to me. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? It's me, your daughter. Who's me? And it's like, so I immediately was like, oh, there's tension between parent and child, tension
Apples
between the two,
rising.
and no, it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be funny? What?
Well, I was aiming for funny, so if it didn't
Yes.
come across
No,
funny,
I
then
learned something
I
new.
was
My
aiming.
dad just did it to be super annoying to me, whereas everyone else thinks it's funny. I can move past that and adapt to this new change in the world.
And I really liked Selena.
Mm.
She did a great job. That was Carol. She did a great job. And how she was very calm and
Yes.
poised, and she was, darting at
She was
him, and
very
he's like, "Yeah,
believable.
well, I'm just getting married."
We're just a murderer.
We're plotting murder, and then you're not hearing me, which is a very typical,
And then
apparently
he
married
says,
couples are supposed to say that to one another when they fight. I was the one who was laughing at that.
and I think the delivery of this is this about sex? And I was like, this is not out of the blue. She's talking about murder. She's serious. She wants to throttle him. And he's like, is this about sex? I've got a couple of hours or something, you say, don't you, Chuck?
Yeah.
Your Majesty. And then he's like, well, we can do this time filler thing. And she's like, no, this is serious. We're talking about murder. We don't want Annalise here. And I think the part of where you raise, that she is the same age as your son.
Yeah.
Annalise is the same age as our son. What if they become close?
I can't wait to see the
But
drama
anyway,
that will ensue.
there's and with Humphrey the llama being a member of the royal family.
Of course.
That's next month.
Yes.
I thought the threat was going to be because it said something about what if you wake up in bed or so. I thought for sure she was going to say something about Humphrey's head being in the bed.
He's not on the farm.
Yeah.
I loved seeing one of the other wives. This is the first time that we've seen one of the other wives. So they're all still in the picture, and I love that dynamic. And I love him saying, is this about sex? I'll get to you.
It had that quality of the madness of King George. I felt like it's very
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
So
I've got so many moms now. I got 2 moms.
So
right.
So
right, 2 moms.
Tasman, from the previous episodes, did we know the king was still married to Selena?
Because in scene 1, I'm trying to remember now. Gosh, there's been a lot of scripts in between. So yes, it is quite clear that this is because mother comes into it and she's furious and she says you can't get married again. And this is because Nathaniel, who's played by the lovely Michelle Lilly, I think. Yes.
Oh, I did put that. Yes, in the first.
In last month's show, and say that the delegates are here and they don't want to discuss your 5th wedding preparations. I think it was in there.
Yeah, that was all mentioned.
It was in that.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, so it was. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was going to say I don't think it was mentioned that Selena is my latest wife, but it was mentioned that I've had 4 others. Yeah, it's my cousin.
So I just assumed that all of his other wives had passed on. I didn't know he was still married and was getting married again.
We all live together. We all live together.
Okay.
They all live together. And the
One
4 wives.
big happy
With
family.
his 4 wives and 13 children.
Yeah.
Ghastly.
I was busy when I was younger.
How dare you?
They're all at the compound together.
Yeah.
So are there only objections against the new wife, the age, or is there something else that's going to come up?
I don't want to say too much, but you know what? I think you may find that whilst we're all sort of thinking, oh, what's going to happen to Annalise and is she going to do X, Y, Z? I think the llama will take center stage.
Of course.
Is he a speaking llama?
All right.
The llama may
know which
with
role I'm
even the
auditioning
non-speaking
for.
part.
Okay.
And
All
with
right.
the amulet issue going on, with Audette, Caroline, thank you very much. You did a fabulous job there. With those amulets, anything is possible. And with a spell, there's always a curse or it backfires or something goes wrong. It may not go to plan because by the end of the week, does that mean he'll hate getting married? Well, who knows?
Yeah.
I do need to read up on that, even though I read it a while back. I do need to read up on it. But I will tell you, it's yeah, I was thinking, what if this time I wrote a script and it's really not about the protagonist, but the protagonist keeps talking about Humphrey.
Okay.
Maybe it's about Humphrey in the end. But I hope it remains funny. You know, I think the whole comical thread has to be there, you know, from start to finish. So it doesn't matter if it ends with Annalise turning into a llama or the llama becoming Annalise or God knows what I've written. But anyway, hopefully there's a comical thread and you know, we end on a high.
Or Annalise is turned into a llama and she runs off with, is it Harvey? Or
where she says, oh, that mantra isn't coming to me. Oh, do you want Annalise to turn into a llama?
Yeah.
Llamas are inherently hilarious.
Last month when we read it, I initially thought Annalise was already a llama. And
Ew. Oh, wow, that's interesting.
yeah, but I know that this is not the first installation, but I do love how it begins pretty much immediately saying, we are considering murder. I think that immediately sets this sort of like lighthearted, like semi-satirical tone. Yeah, and it immediately like comes the action right there.
And of course the king understands it as, you're all five going to kill each other?
Yeah.
You're gonna kill it together going, grrr. Maybe kill him. Maybe all four wives get the king and go, grrr, strangle him. No, probably. Too much
that was what part of what I was thinking when with the considering murder. I was like, because you set such a sort of comedic tone, I was like, it would make sense for her to say, no, we're all considering murdering you.
Maybe I should have thought of that. No, I didn't think of that. Thanks. No, when I was writing it, that never popped into my head. But hey, yeah, murder.
Don't give her ideas. Don't give her ideas. I want to know.
Interesting that they didn't want to murder each other. None of the other wives brought up murder until this one.
Yeah.
The fifth one is the last straw.
Yeah. So Annalise, let's see what happens with Annalise, and let's see what happens with the llama, with Humphrey.
Humphrey.
Yes.
Yes.
On
Thank
the next,
you. Everyone
on
did a
the-
fantastic job. Thank you.
On the
very much.
next installment of the crown craziness of His Majesty's matrimonial
Fancy.
So, Mr. McGregor, how are you?
I'm good. Really enjoyed the performance here.
Yeah.
Oh, it was hilarious.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
What a crazy concept. It's really.
Yeah, the hybrid mixing.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
As a backyard gardener, I do have some complaints as to the scientific background, some of the theories expressed in your work, good sir.
Well,
but other than that, hilarious.
I once had a orange tree in my backyard and a lemon tree in my front yard.
Oh, there you go.
And one year I had these ridiculous size oranges, but they all tasted like lemons.
Oh, yeah. Citruses are dirty. They are incestuous.
Wow.
They're like the Habsburgs of the plant world.
Sounds like you had a grapefruit there somewhere too.
Almost.
Yeah.
They're all mutants.
Yeah.
And
They're all
Michelle, oh my God, you were so funny. You were so easy to watch.
Brilliant, all of it.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Yeah.
Great cast.
If none of you have ever seen one before, there's a citrus fruit called the Buddha's palm, and it looks like this, and it's like 90% rind, and it's
Oh my God.
largely used as a religious object.
Never heard of it.
Similar to it's like the Asiatic version of the etrog that's
Okay.
sometimes used in Jewish ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, citrus is
Where is it
wild.
named to? Is it in India?
India and Southeast Asia, I believe, and I think some parts of China.
Yeah, and in Costa Rica, the lemons are sweet. They're not sour at all. It's very bizarre.
Well,
I
Myers
just want to
lemon
briefly
is
jump
supposed
in
to
and
be on
say,
the
here in
sweet side.
America, if you can't get hold of an etrog, you will quite literally use a lemon, but you have to make jokes about it and explain to your family that it's a lemon. But the etrog, Like you save the entire branch with the fruit on it for reasons, but yeah, I've always used a lemon.
And then there's a in the feminist Jewish tradition, an orange is sometimes included on the Passover plate because there was some famous jerk who said that women belong in positions of authority as much as an orange belongs on the Passover plate.
Thank you. I didn't know that. I completely overlooked that.
Like
And I thought it was interesting when people started putting ramen on their Passover plate.
Ramen.
Rex, what inspired you?
Oh, this was actually inspired by a playwright in the UK. Tony Vale was organising a festival for Lemon Day in a place called Wyndham in Norfolk. And he wanted plays with the theme of lemons. So that was the prompt. So I started with a lemon and thought, well, where can I go from here? It just took off.
Very clever.
When
It
did
was,
you?
it was very,
Yeah, Michelle was brilliant.
very creative. I mean, Rex has gone from people to animals to bugs to fruit. And I wonder, what can you do with the fruit? And the great idea of the color and science and mixing together, and very ingenious, very well done.
Rex also wrote a play about cannibalism that I read the stage directions for. It was about children who turned into candy. So he can be creepy too, but it's also very funny. Like they even put in a trigger warning for it's cannibalism, and I'm like, why am I laughing?
Zev, you needed a trigger warning for spiders too.
Yeah.
I got through it, Rex, but I'm still thinking about it.
Well, it would be banned in Florida.
That's how good you are, Rex.
Yes.
She's still thinking about it.
Rex, when did you write Fruitful?
Oh, I can find out very quickly. I think it was a couple of years ago, or might have even been one or two. Let me just check.
So it really fit our times. I mean, the themes that we're going through politically.
I'm just glad
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm just glad that
Yeah, I
when,
mean-
when trees bear fruit now, they don't have to go through the labor screens.
Imagine.
Yeah, I just checked. It was actually written just last year.
Freaking orchards.
So I think it was around about the times of the Black Lives Matter marches. So that was very much in my mind when I was writing this play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed really to the, no pun intended, to the core of where we are. So I thought, for all the laughs in that play, that was pretty darn serious. So it was an amazing blend that you could put that all together.
Yeah.
It was jam-packed with a lot. So
Yeah.
pulling the
very
humor and then making sure just going right for the gut, I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, worked very well.
I like the line, elucidating is a bad habit. I did like that line. I thought, for God's sake, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. And I like the line, I think it was towards the end, seduce a banana. Now, how the heck would that work?
That was one of my favorites.
I'm going off to seduce a banana. Okay. That could be another play in itself.
I have seedless grapes in my fridge right now, and I'm a little concerned about
Have a conversation with them,
play.
Zev.
What happened there?
They might respond. But it's very good.
Maybe they're eunuchs.
That's a good point.
Possibly. But it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Great afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
So, Mike, how was it for you, your first timer? But your audio is off. You have to turn your audio on, Mike.
Oh.
You didn't leave us, did you?
Maybe.
I think he pressed that button.
Yeah, gotta put the camera.
Oh, he's
Maybe.
back.
Okay.
Now unmute yourself.
You have to unmute yourself, Mike. Mike, just hover over this mic symbol and
unless his system's crashing, and then it doesn't listen.
There we
Oh, there
go.
we go.
hey,
Hi.
So
So
how-
I'm enjoying the conversation, listening to everybody, trying to figure out everybody where they are from, enjoying the conversation.
good. Well, did you like participating?
I did.
Good, good. All right. So we'll see you again.
Yes, sure.
All right, great.
We're international, Mike. You want to know where everybody's from? We're all from all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of Zoom, That's one of the best things about
Yeah.
Zoom is
Yeah.
we can all be together from all parts of the world all at once.
Which is
great to
brilliant. Yeah.
know.
As long as writers keep participating and actors keep wanting to perform, it'll keep going.
Indeed. Yeah, great. I'm glad you kept it up, Steve. Even
No.
though you moved from here, but then the pandemic happened, so it wouldn't have made any difference anyway. We'd had to have done it by Zoom, even if we were all here in
Yeah.
LA.
And it was Henry who started it for
I
us.
know.
But
Yeah.
I keep trying to drag him back in, but it's
He's off to greener pastures, I think.
yeah, he's very busy. He's
He's
always
very busy.
performing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy it very much, and I
Good.
love
It
networking.
must be very
and-
late for
yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Well, it's,
Oh, no. This is okay because sometimes I do absolute crazy hours. Oh, it's only 12 minutes past midnight. That's not a problem.
okay.
Way past
That's
my
good.
bedtime.
No, I'm one of these, I was reading about it in my paper actually, people who don't need to sleep too much. They're called elite sleepers. Well, I don't know how elite that is, but let's put it this way. I don't need so many hours. And the
No,
other day I was in LA and I said to the group there, if my face starts changing and my face tells me you are so not going to do this anymore, look at you. And then I'll be like, okay, I've got to stop doing it. I'll pack it in. But until that happens, I think I'm all right.
Well,
And as long as you will have me, that is the other thing.
do you take little naps during the day?
No, I am not at that stage.
Oh, okay.
So when I go to, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking about this. Okay, so you're going to think that I'm really odd, but this is what I do. So after this show, after this session, I will, now if I cannot go to sleep because my system's thinking, oh, you still need to be awake because you may have another show. So I say to my brain, okay, you need to go to sleep. Stop. You need to stop. Just stop. And then I will shut my eyes and pretend everything stopped around me. And do you know what? It actually works.
Is it?
The first time I did it, I thought, okay, it's probably not going to work, but I'm going to try this because I had to get up early in the morning for something else. And it worked. And you have to pretend that everything around you it has stopped. And it works. So it worked for me. And I think it's the quality of the sleep. It doesn't matter how many hours, it's just the quality of it. And, as long as there's no interruptions, no light coming in, it will do.
Yeah.
And that's it. But as I say, if I begin to look like someone else, then yes, I will have to worry about it.
Do you think the pandemic has changed your hours?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Before, oh my gosh, pre-pandemic, everything, it was on point. I had a really great routine. I knew exactly what I was doing, exactly what I was eating, fluids, blah, 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 blah. And then afterwards, my body was like, what are you doing? And then obviously I discovered all these wonderful people on Zoom at home and overseas. And I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. So then, my body decided, okay, I'll catch up with you now. But yeah, it's, I think it's probably the same for everyone, not just me, for everyone else around the world. So yeah, it's always a pleasure to meet everyone. And it's a pleasure, when I put a script up, you kind of think, well, will anyone actually read it? Will anyone actually want to be in it? And then it turns out people are interested, which is fantastic. And I think with the pandemic as well, I've learned not to take things for granted. Rest before you did. You know, for me, that's it. And I just think I'm very grateful for any opportunity. And you know, sitting here speaking to everyone from the comfort of my sofa is fantastic.
And
It'd be lovely to see everyone in person, though, of course.
I think one of the great things about this, particularly for a piece that you do, where you do a small piece of it, is everybody wants to know more. And if everybody's asking those questions, then you know you have a story that people are going to want to get all of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think with any writers in the room, I think, yeah, when people read your work and they say, okay, first of all, I get it. You know, they have to get what you've put in the scene. And secondly, yes, we would like to act in it, or, you know, we would at least like to read it and see if we will act in it. And it's wonderful. You know, that moment, it's that kind of moment going, oh, really? You know, I know any writer, this is for any writer, you know, you sit down, you put something together, it works in your head, but that's as far as it goes.
Right.
So until the actors come on, the directors, you don't know if it really works. We only do, you know, no matter how many hours you spend, we only do 50% of the work. And to bring it full circle, as I've said before, it's the actors and directors.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos to all those who help us. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you for writing it.
Yes.
So we'll be back next month. So just, you know, keep an eye out on the Facebook page. Look for writers submitting things, and actors, as soon as you see something that you want to do, you know, post to the writer that you want to take on a part. And the writers, if someone says, I want to do something, contact them back and say, yeah, you have the part. Let them know. There's got to be this communication.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it was great. We had most of our scripts cast last month. We were way ahead of schedule. So it's been working really nicely. Anybody got anything they want to promote, announce, or anything before we take off?
Don't think so.
Nope, still doing this TikTok. I'm in Retirement House, and we're now up to 3.4 million followers.
Nice.
Yay!
And it's like, I'm not on TikTok, but people love it. We're getting interviewed by Good Day LA tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning. And
Brilliant.
On Cinco de Mayo, a lady from New York Times is coming out, watching us shoot, and then she's going to do a print on us, interview.
Okay. Oh,
excellent.
It's a lot of fun. It's just we TikTok, Retirement House TikTok. You can watch the videos without having to join TikTok.
What's the one where you're wearing the red uniform?
Oh, that was last Sunday, Easter Sunday night, Winning Times, the Lakers season when they got Magic Johnson. It was on HBO. I was in episode 7, and I was the garden usher.
Okay.
I didn't even, when I first saw the role, it was like, garden usher, what is he Indian? I couldn't tell by the name till I realized, oh, South Boston. That's how South Boston talks, garden usher. So I was the garden usher, and a lot of fun to do, and people get, I'm waiting to try to get a clip from Scene Clip, it's called, but their server was not working when I tried. Supposedly free clip. But yeah, if you get a chance, if you want some laughs, laugh at us old people.
Oh.
Retirement. I keep getting, is that really a younger person doing that, playing old with the makeup? I thought that's a compliment, but also it's like, I don't wear that much makeup. So do I look that old? Because we're doing dances, we're doing lip sync, whatever is hot on TikTok, we try to do the retirement version of it, older people's version of it. And we're doing more towards sketches. And in Tuesday's interview, we're going to come out of the closet to say, no, we're actors playing these roles. But hopefully they'll realize that that's okay. We still love you. You can laugh with me. You can laugh at me. Just laugh. I love the compliments that say, I was having a bad day, but thank you for making me laugh. That's all we do. And we have a great time shooting it. So if you get a chance, that's about it. That And then
Sounds
this
like
is
a
my
plan.
Sundays.
Okay. How
Let's
about
see.
you, Rex? You got any play on Broadway yet?
Yeah.
No, not on Broadway.
Yay,
this-
let's imagine. On Broadway.
No, but this weekend I've got one on in Bonita Springs, Florida.
Okay.
Hey.
Very
Cool.
good.
All right. Is it one we've heard?
Yeah, Garage Invasion.
Oh, yeah, that was a good, yeah.
And next week I've got the Tarantula's Pet Frog in Paris, Texas.
Oh,
Ah, lovely. That was hilarious. I remember that too.
good. All right.
Cool. Yeah.
What about you, Stephen? You got anything coming up?
I submitted something to the Amazing Theater Group down in Silver Springs. They're doing a monologue festival, and they wanted the script to be written about COVID in the rear view mirror. And I don't, well, you probably know her, Jackie Yoam or Jackie Elizabeth.
Yeah.
She's all over Facebook. If the script gets accepted, she's going to read it. And
She's great.
they're doing live performances. They plan on doing live performances. Yeah. And I'm working on a full-length science fiction rewrite for another group that I met through Meetup.
Cool.
So kind of
Very
busy.
good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Stay
Anyone
well.
else?
Stay well and stay safe, everyone.
Yeah.
Good.
I get you
Thanks,
going.
Chuck.
Thanks again.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you.
Anyway, bye, Mom.
Big love.
Bye-bye.
I'm saying goodbye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
was
Nice to see
awesome.
you
Bye.
again.
Thanks,
Bye.
Steve.
Bye.
Bye.